We're talking to Karen Olivo, who's nominated for Best Featured Actress in a Musical for her portrayal of Anita in the revival of West Side Story. One of the most iconic roles in musical theater, and yet you have once again found the way to make it your own. How was that process?
It was a little daunting at first, but Arthur Laurents, having the book writer in front of you at all times, made it a little bit easier on us. And he made it so that we could, say the lines however we wanted to. If something didn't fit right, he'd switch it around. And he really impressed upon us making it our own. So he really wanted to hear different line readings. He wanted us to explain to him how we understood certain things. And then he let a lot of the stuff stay. So I think that's how it all sort of came to be.
Now, what was it about Anita that, on top of being this great role, spoke to you as a character? What is it that you understood about her that said, I, Karen Olivo, should be Anita?
I just love the journey. I love the journey. I love that at the very beginning of the play, she's on fire and nothing can get in her way, and huge tragedy strikes and you see her basically decompose, like she falls apart in front of everyone. And I thought, gosh, that's going to not only be, it's amazing to watch, but that would be amazing to actually have to do every single night. So that's pretty much what drew me to the part.
Y ese amor te sale caro. Piensa los tuyos, solo los tuyos. Si mata no tiene amor, si mata no hay corazón. Y ese ladrón, y ese cabrón, le da tu amor. Por favor, María, por favor.
You get to do a little bit of singing in Spanish. Is that a pleasure or a challenge?
I love it. I love it. You know, the Romance languages are so much easier to sing in. You know, the vowels are rounder and there's less fricatives and less plosives, so it becomes a joy to sing. And you know, there's not a lot of manipulation for you to make the right sounds, and it's so much easier. And it's easier to get lost. You know, it's easier to get lost in something like that.
Now, you're known as one of Broadway's best dancers. Yes, you are. But what's it like tackling the work of Jerome Robbins? I mean, here reinterpreted by Joey McNeely, but it is Jerome Robbins' choreography.
Yes. Yeah, and Peter Gennaro, both of them. They, you know, it's the real deal. You have to be a real dancer. So I studied a lot. I trained a lot. I took a lot of ballet, private ballet, and private Pilates, and trained like 2 hours before other people would come into rehearsal so that I could just look uniform. But you know, that's just what it takes. You know, every single night you have to be on your game, and you have to. It never gets any easier too. That's what I'm learning. I would think that eventually the dance steps would just be in my body. No, it's actually just as hard every night. But it's great. It's such a challenge.
Now, have you been in contact with any member of the original West Side Story cast or any of the predecessors?
Chita.
Did Chita come by?
She did. She was wonderful. She came and saw one of our early performances, and she came backstage, and she was very, very generous and gave her blessing and gave us some pointers about pacing ourselves and really taking care of our bodies, because that's usually the first thing to go in something like West Side Story. And you know, it was just so nice to start the run with her blessing. She's really wonderful.